Hello, in today's video, I'm sharing 10 drugstore foundations that are every bit as good as high-end. Out of the hundreds of foundations, high-end and drugstore, I've reviewed over the years, I truly believe these drugstore foundations are the best of the best, and they're beautiful on all ages, including mature skin. I have different types of foundations here with various finishes and coverage levels for all skin types, from combination oily to dry. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, and let's get into these mature skin friendly drugstore foundations I think you'll love. If you're not familiar with me, I'm 49 and have combination oily skin that's pretty normal and can be dry around the perimeter, but I get shine and oil breakthrough in the center of my face, and I live in New Orleans where it is brutally hot and humid the majority of the year, and even when it's not brutally hot, it's still humid. I like to let you know that because climate is a huge factor with how foundations and makeup in general wears on your face. And I'm really hard on foundations and complexion products in general because no matter your age or your skin type, it makes it very difficult to keep makeup on your face living here. I have full reviews on all the foundations I'm sharing with you that I will have linked for you in my description box if you want to see more about any one of these. And as always, I will have everything I'm sharing and wearing sourced and linked for you in my description box, along with my foundation and concealer shade matches, and as many products linked for you through the YouTube shopping icons, but they don't always have everything. So if you're looking for something, it will definitely be in my description box below the video title. Click the word more and it will populate. I'm loosely going in coverage order from sheerest to fullest, but there's a range of coverages with a lot of these foundations, so there will be some overlap. And I didn't include any foundation I thought was being phased out and you might have a hard time getting your hands on, or any foundation that wasn't actually drugstore. I've been getting a hard time from a few viewers lately for including drugstore priced products available from retailers like Sephora, Ulta, or Amazon and not actually the drugstore. Let me know your feelings on that in the comments, because to me, if the price is comparable, the retailer doesn't really matter. But maybe that's just me. Okay, so I'm starting with L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. This is silicone-based, fragrance-free, and alcohol-free, and is one of the only balm foundation products that has stayed in my makeup arsenal. It's so good for quick and easy makeup. It applies quickly with your fingers, any method actually. It blends into your skin beautifully and looks like skin and gives sheer to light coverage that evens your skin tone and conceals imperfections and smooths texture and pores and gives a natural finish that sits somewhere in between radiant and matte. It just looks like good skin. And there are skin benefits in here that help firm and tone and help with texture, all the good things over time. Most balm foundations look and feel heavy and greasy throughout the day. I just wind up being an oil slick, but this one looks beautiful and feels lightweight and wears really well for me throughout the day. Now, if you're extremely oily, this might not be for you, but if you have combination to dry skin, I think this is a must have. Now, both the L'Oreal Balm that I just talked about and this Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator Tinted Skin Veil were in my recent top tinted moisturizers, BB and CC creams, and skin tints video, and I think there were only 6 products in that entire video. That is how much I love both of these. This is silicone-based, alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and cruelty-free. It has hyaluronic acid and vegan squalane for hydration, but it doesn't add to my oiliness or greasiness during the day, and it feels really lightweight. I'm able to build this from sheer to light medium coverage depending on what method I use to apply it, and it does blend out quickly and easily no matter what method I use. Fingers, sponge, a brush, anything. It's just easy to reach for on a daily basis, and it gives a flattering demi-matte natural finish that works across all skin types of all ages because it really diffuses, refines, and smooths texture, pores, and imperfections. It's an easy, everyday, ultra natural foundation, skin tint, whatever you want to call it, that's beautiful. I keep saying the word beautiful, but it is on all skin types. I haven't talked about CoverGirl Clean Invisible Foundation since my initial review after they repackaged it earlier this year, but this is an excellent everyday natural light medium to just over medium coverage foundation that I think any skin type can enjoy. It's vegan, cruelty-free, alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and silicone-based, and it's formulated so that all skin types, even sensitive and acne-prone skin, feel hydrated and soothed all day long. I have rosacea and sensitive skin, and I swear my skin does feel soothed all day when I wear this. It has an easy to work with texture that's quick and fast to blend, which makes it easy to reach for on a daily basis. And it gives a natural finish that sort of gives a soft focus effect that smooths and refines pores and texture, and it feels lightweight and hydrating. Now, when I wear this on hot, humid days without a primer, I can get some shine, but it doesn't look overly greasy, and when I blot, my makeup doesn't break down. I stay more matte with it longer when I wear a primer, which isn't always the case for hydrating foundations. And so for that reason, I do think all skin types can play around with this and enjoy some of those skin benefiting ingredients, the soothing, the hydration, and the beautiful finish that this offers. This is a foundation that I've really been enjoying reaching for, that I think is great for all skin types. This has been in various top foundations videos of mine for years, and I think it's the most misnamed, mislabeled product I've ever talked about, and it has been from day one. This is another CoverGirl product because that's where we are in coverage order. This is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream, and it says right here for oily skin. This is cruelty-free, vegan, alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and silicone-based. This blends out very quickly, and I can take it from light to almost medium full coverage. It smooths and evens my skin tone and looks beautiful on my pores. So the reason why I think this is not named properly is because it has such a beautiful, versatile finish that works beautifully on dry areas as well as oily. There are days when I've applied this and it has looked softly radiant on my skin, depending on the humidity levels, what primer I've used with it, you know, the different factors that go into how foundations look and sit on your skin. It's lightweight, it's breathable, it never accentuates any dry areas. Now, when I set it, it starts out as a beautiful, natural, soft matte finish, but I do have to blot with it a couple of times on a long day. It's not a greasy shine, and my makeup does stay intact all day. It doesn't break down or anything, but this isn't a completely matte BB cream that I would isolate to just oily skin. And even though it's called a BB cream, this doesn't have the typical skincare BB cream ingredients that most BB creams have. Even though this is labeled as a BB cream, the category that my mind places this in is a very beautiful, flattering, natural looking, light to almost medium full coverage, natural everyday foundation that I think is great for all skin types. And I am not the only one that thinks that. I'm not sure why CoverGirl doesn't see it the same way. This is Revlon Illuminance Skincare Foundation. I have a feeling I'm gonna start getting some comments between this one and the next one, wondering where certain foundations are. Why did they not make the top 10? You can't believe I didn't include X or X or X foundation. There are a lot of great drugstore foundations out there, and they all can't make the top 10. Please don't get your feelings hurt if your favorite is not in my top 10. There are foundations that I really love that I had to edge out of this video for one reason or another. It doesn't mean they're not great foundations. It doesn't mean I don't still love them, but we're talking 10 foundations out of hundreds of drugstore foundations I reviewed. It's a narrow window. So Revlon Illuminance is silicone based. There is no added fragrance or alcohol. Now this is a radiant foundation. It's designed to give you added radiance. But if you have mature or textured skin or visible pores, even though we're often told to buy radiant foundations, oftentimes, that radiance, that luminosity can actually reflect light and exaggerate the texture, fine lines, pores, whatever it is that you don't want to be exaggerated. If you have oily skin, a lot of times radiant foundations are just no good for you. This is sort of a diamond in the rough. It's one of those medium coverage, great for every day, radiant, luminous foundations. It's very flattering across all of those skin types that we just talked about because it evens your skin tone and blurs pores and sort of gives a diffused airbrush effect, sort of a candlelit glow look, and it wears really nicely throughout the day too. Now, if you have oily or combination skin, you may get some shine in your shine prone areas like I do, but it doesn't look overly greasy on me, and I can blot away the shine just fine and my makeup still looks good. I think this is a really nice skincare foundation hybrid that can work beautifully for normal to dry skin, and for those of you with combination oily skin who are looking for a radiant foundation option that's not going to take you into full out grease territory. And you can always try a primer underneath it too. I haven't had much success with radiant foundations, and this is one that I really enjoy. L'Oreal True Match has been around forever. It's finally in a pump bottle. It's silicone based and doesn't contain any added alcohol or fragrance. I feel like this always ends up in people's favorites because it's just a good, reliable, everyday, natural looking foundation that blends out quickly and easily to give you medium to almost medium full coverage while looking natural and flattering. It blurs and smooths texture and pores, and it feels lightweight and hydrating. If you have normal to dry skin, this is a no-brainer everyday foundation. Now, when I don't wear a primer with this, I do get shine in my shine prone areas 2 to 3 times a day that I need to blot, but my makeup stays looking great. I get less shine when I wear a primer underneath it, and that's why I think this can work beautifully if you have oily to combination skin. It may work beautifully for you depending on what moisturizer you wear underneath it, what sunscreen, or with the right primer. It's a beautiful, natural, everyday foundation I think any skin type could love. This is one of my favorite, best all-round drugstore foundations that I've used for years and shared in numerous videos. And it's another one that I think, despite the name, can wear well across all skin types. This is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is silicone-based and has no added fragrance. Now, it does have alcohol as the 5th ingredient. If that's something that concerns you, I'm not someone that wears this same foundation day in and day out, so that doesn't bother me, but I always like to let you know those things just in case. For a long wearing, natural looking foundation, this applies and blends out incredibly easily. It gives you time to work with it before it sets down. A little bit goes a long way. So this is great for every day. It's great for nighttime. It's a very versatile foundation in terms of coverage. I can build this from medium to solid medium full without it ever looking heavy or cakey. It gives a beautiful, natural, soft matte finish that's smoothing and flattering on all areas of my face. It never exaggerates dryness or texture or feels drying, yet I hardly ever have to blot my shine prone areas either. It feels lightweight and it wears all day long. I love this for my combination oily skin and know plenty of people with normal to dry skin that love this just as much, but there's also a dewy and smooth version. If you want a similar product with a dewy finish to it, the one thing I wish they would catch up on is adding a pump to this bottle. If they did that, I think this would be pretty darn perfect. L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear and Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless have pretty much the same coverage level and finish, but there are some noteworthy differences that may make one work a little bit better for you than the other, although I think both are really great. That's why they're both in this video. So L'Oreal Infallible is also silicone based, and it also has alcohol towards the top of the ingredient list. It's around the 4th ingredient here, and fragrance sits around 2/3 of the way down the ingredient list, which should only be an issue if you're sensitive to the particular fragrance that's in here. And this has SPF 25 in the form of a combination chemical and physical sunscreen, octinoxate and titanium dioxide. If you have sensitive skin like I do. I have rosacea with sensitive skin and have a hard time with chemical sunscreens. I wanted to let you know that, but I have never had an issue wearing this. Although I know everyone's different, so I did want to let you know that. Now, just like Matte and Poreless, this blends out quickly and easily and gives natural, flattering, medium to medium full coverage that smooths my pores and is long wearing. This stays put all day and feels lightweight. It's also very flattering on all areas of my skin. It doesn't exaggerate any dry areas, which can sometimes happen with long wearing foundations. But unlike Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, I do get shiny in my shine prone areas midday several times. It doesn't look greasy, but some shine does happen. I can blot and I'm fine. My makeup continues to look great, so I don't have any makeup breakdown. And if I wear a mattifying primer underneath, I don't have that issue. So for that reason, I think this works great across all skin types too, and is pretty much a no-brainer for normal to dry skin. If you have combination oily skin though, it can definitely work for you, but if you want something that's a little bit less maintenance, a little bit more foolproof during the day, you may want to go for Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, but I think they're both beautiful, natural looking, long wearing, medium to medium full coverage drugstore foundations that deserved a place in this video. My next drugstore foundation is Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. This is vegan, cruelty-free, and alcohol-free. Now, it does have fragrance towards the very bottom of the ingredient list, but I don't smell anything with this foundation, so I would say they added a very small amount of something, whether it's natural or synthetic, to mask whatever the natural ingredients smell like in this foundation. Now, is this water or silicone-based? Now, most non-oil-based foundations have water as their first ingredient, and if silicones are in the first, say, 5 ingredients, then they're silicone-based. And if silicones are further down on the ingredient list, then they're water-based. But with the first silicone showing up as the 6th ingredient, I'm not really sure about this answer. I Googled and searched and can't find anything definitive about where the silicones are placed in this foundation. Maybe it's kind of a hybrid, which might explain why it's worked well for me with both water and silicone-based primers. All I know is that it has a very easy to blend consistency that's buildable from medium to full coverage and looks incredibly natural and flattering and looks great on my pores. And it has this soft velvety finish to it that's so flattering across all skin types because it smooths, blurs, and diffuses. Because of the hyaluronic acid that's in here, it feels lightweight yet hydrating, and it wears well all day. I barely have to blot with this, only on the hottest, most humid days, and even then it's very minimal, which is kind of surprising for a hydrating foundation. This is another natural looking, incredibly flattering foundation that's long wearing that you may want to consider. This is one of my top bulletproof, long-wearing, full, natural-looking coverage foundations, drugstore or high-end. This is what I wore to the Eras tour, which is a long, hot day, and it looked perfect the entire time. This is NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. This is a silicone-based, vegan, cruelty-free foundation with no added alcohol or fragrance. You do need to work kind of quickly with it because it does set fairly quickly, as many long-wearing bulletproof foundations do. But the soft matte finish it gives is smoothing, flattering, and natural looking no matter if I'm wearing it medium all the way to full coverage, and it feels lightweight, which is really important for a full coverage long wearing foundation, and it lasts through heat and humidity. I can get some moderate shine in my shine prone areas a couple of times if it's really hot and humid, but I get no makeup breakdown whatsoever. If you have oily combination skin, even normal skin, and you live in a hot, humid environment like I do, or you're just worried about your makeup slipping off during the day, or you need to go from day to night, I wouldn't hesitate to pick this up and try it out, especially for the price point. You get a lot of bang for your buck here. Now, I'm not sure about dry skin. It's never exaggerated my dryness. You may want to try a primer underneath it, a hydrating primer, or stick with one of the other long-wearing formulas that we've already talked about. No matter your age, skin type, or coverage level you're looking for, I have a foundation for you in this video. Let me know if you've tried any of these or if you plan to. I've already done several top foundations videos of different types. You can check those out here. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and if you enjoy everyday beauty made easy, because that's what my channel is all about. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.